Alright, only a couple of questions to go in part B of Test C for Chapter 2. Transpose each of the following equations to make Q the subject. Well, this is 3 times Q times X, so to get Q on its own, I just have to undo what's happening to it. It's being multiplied by 3x. If I divide by 3x, that will work, won't it? Dividing over this side by 3x gets a bit confusing for some people. They're not sure what to do. So remember the little trick we talked about in class, and it might make your life even easier. I know what I'm trying to do. Division is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal, isn't it? 1 over 3x. So if you think about it that way, it's going to make your life just a tiny bit easier, because now, you know, on the right hand side, I'm just going to be left with Q. This left hand side, so it's 1 times A on the top is A, and the 3x, they're part of the denominator, so I multiply them by B, and I get 3bx. It's nice to write them in alphabetical order. It's not mandatory. Doesn't matter if you don't, but it's just nice. Alright, once again, we want to make Q the subject over here. Again, you could do it in 2 steps, or what do we do? Multiply by the reciprocal. So what is Q being multiplied? It's being multiplied by 4 over x. So I'm going to multiply by x over 4. Therefore the x's cancel and the 4's cancel. I can do that on the other side. Multiply by x divided by 4. Oh, and you can see there's going to be a 4 cancelling over that side too. What does that give me? Well, that 4 and that 4 are going to cancel. So I've got x times w squared. W, I'm pretty sure, comes just before x. I'm going to write w squared x over 1 times 3 is 3. And on the right hand side, I have q squared. Now they wanted q to be the subject, not q squared, so I need to take the square root of each side. Now, that's not usually something we like to do just willy-nilly when we're solving equations, because if I'm trying to square root a negative here, it's going to mess the whole thing up. But I have a feeling, given that this is just rearranging and you don't need to worry too much at the moment about what happens when we square root things, I'm going to let you just write that. But it'd be better if you wrote plus or minus the square root. I wonder what they actually did for that one. Let's scroll down and just have a look at their answers. Remember, all the answers are down here. Well, yeah, plus or minus, they did the right thing. Well, we'll give them some credit there. Plus or minus w squared x over 3. Don't worry too much about that for now. You're not going to get anything like that on the test. But hopefully you can just see how I rearranged it. If you can do that, that's fine. Last one here. We need to undo what's happening to our Q again. I want to get Q on its own. This time it's being square rooted. I've got the square root of Q over 7. So to undo that, I need to square it, which means I've got to square the other side. Okay, so I'm going to have Q divided by 7 equals 2a, b, c, d plus 1 all squared. Last step, what's the opposite of dividing by 7? Multiplying by 7. Q is going to equal 7 multiplied by 2 ab, cd plus 1 all squared. That's it. That's all you have to do for that one. Lucky last here. If wx minus v of x equals f, then what is x equal to? Again, here, if these were numbers, if it was 7x minus 3x, you would say, well, that's x. And how many x have I got? 7 minus 3 is 4. Well, we're doing the same idea here. How many x's have I got? Well, I've got w minus v of them. Oh, I said x and I've got a w written there. I was thinking too far ahead. How many x's have I got? Well, the first bit, I have w of them, and I've got to subtract v. So whatever w minus v is, that's how many I've got. That's equal to f. So that's called factorizing, isn't it? They both have an x. I put the x, you can usually put it out the front, but you can also put it out the back here, thinking about it like the way we do our numbers. And then how many of them did I have? W minus v. So to get x on its own, what's the opposite of multiplying by w minus v? You've got it dividing by w minus v. So this is f over w minus v. And you're done. Looks like it's joined up and made some new symbol there. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure our writing's nice and clear and easy for me to mark it so I can give you marks in your exam. Hope that helps. Only part C to go. Test C is a lot harder than Test A and Test B, and probably for the most part it's a fair bit harder than what you're going to get in your exam. But hopefully working through that has helped you, and you can at least follow the thought processes are the same, even if the maths sometimes gets a little bit tricky. Keep up the great work, guys. Bye.